Well, the classroom setting, it's tough because you're just sitting there and you're getting taught. You're like, people are talking to you and telling you what to do and how to do it, and like that's great for the logistics of journalism, but coming here and being in the moment of everything and just doing it is like, I couldn't ask for a better way to learn something. And actually, I don't even have words because it's just, I've learned so much.
And what about being with other cultures?
Oh, it's crazy because as much as it's a different culture, I feel very at home. I like, no one makes you feel uncomfortable. Interacting with the kids, they're so happy to see you, they're smiling. It's like interacting with any other kids, and like the adults and the teachers, they just welcome you with such open arms. There's no, like, it doesn't feel like there's a cultural difference. It just feels like we're all human and we're just people that are just, trying to help each other.
For me, I've been able to really digest and gather what's important to the community, what's significant to them, what issues and problems they're facing, and how it's similar, impactful to what we see in Canada and here in Guatemala. I see a lot of similarities between their life and mine. I just really enjoy the connection that you can personally make with each individual. I think it just speaks to how human and humanized a lot of the stories that we work on are, and the importance and significance of the impact that we can have, not only as journalists, but the impact we can have in these small communities and their lives in the future, and how we can change things for the better.
And being part of a student or a classroom abroad, how has it been as a classroom experience?
For a classroom experience, as much as I've learned in class, there's not such an experience that you can learn like on the field. Just being go, picking up skills on the fly. It's been really rewarding seeing my development as a journalist, as a student, just evolve so quickly in a short time frame. I think it's an experience that every student needs to have. I think everyone needs to have that mentality to go out, try new things, and that you can bring back to your classroom, and that will help you find a career later in life.
This experience has been overwhelmingly amazing for me. Meeting the people I've met, seeing the different organizations and the things that they bring to the table in Guatemala is amazing. The kids have left their print on my heart. They are extraordinary. They are resilient. They have situations that none of us have ever experienced, and yet still they're determined to go to school and have a better life. As a journalist, being here and learning their stories and asking questions and like being foot to the ground kind of situation where you just put in it is something that I don't think I would have ever experienced if I didn't come here, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I cannot think of any other experience I've had in my life outside of having the family I have that has impacted me as a person.
The highlights were interacting with the kids in both schools. One was run by the Guatemalan government, one was run by Niños de Guatemala. The kids were just so eager to learn and try the new iPads or try something they had never done before, and make really funny stories. I wasn't in the group, but one of the groups made a horror movie where they explained that you have to go to school or you're going to get killed by a monster. They're just so creative. And something that really impacted me as a student is the ability to really take down equipment and work with people as a team really, really quickly. I feel like it's an experience that I never really had before, to just work really quickly trying to manage equipment and like whose equipment is responsible with who and whose job is it to do what kind of things. And I know it'll be useful in the future, that kind of experience.
I learned today that so many students, or so many kids here don't have the privilege of leading a normal school day. A lot of kids have to go home before lunch because it's not provided by the school, and it will affect them when it comes to having to learn on a full day. And I feel we could help by telling that story and maybe moving on, like furthering the process, helping with donations, putting their story out there so people could understand what they go through.
I've never felt like I've learned so much in 10 days of my life. Like, I know in school we've done like so much like interviews and stuff before, but being here and doing interviews like in like the jungle in the mountains and having to set up and just take a role that like you've never done before and just like kind of learn it on the fly, and like that was different. This felt like work. This didn't feel like I was learning like something just for fun. This felt like real work, and like I don't know, I feel more prepared like as a journalism student like than ever before.
Essa viagem foi muito importante para mim, me impactou bastante, porque eu pude ver as diferenças que a gente tem no Brasil, no meu país, e aqui na Guatemala, o quanto essas pessoas necessitam da nossa ajuda, o quanto elas são simples e elas precisam de tão pouco para viver e são muito felizes. Vi histórias emocionantes aqui, como uma família de 4 meninas, a mãe e o pai, que moram em apenas 2 cômodos. Isso foi bem chocante para mim. Eu vi que eles são muito felizes com o pouco que eles têm. Também vi como o clima realmente influencia aqui nesse país, como a mudança climática traz problemas para cá, e como a gente às vezes só pensa na gente, nós somos muito egoístas e não pensamos num todo, num conjunto, no mundo todo. Então essa viagem foi muito importante, que pôde abrir minha mente, mostrar para mim que a gente pode viver muito bem com pouco e ser feliz também dessa forma, e também abrir nossa mente e nosso coração para ajudar uns aos outros.
For me, the highlights of this trip were meeting all the students and working with them, teaching them how to use all the new technology and iPads, and just seeing how inspired they are and how excited they are to meet with people every day.
And what was it like to be abroad for a classroom instead of in the classroom?
I think I learned a lot more being abroad. I was actually able to do hands-on learning, which we do have back home, but it's more of an experience coming out here and doing it.
Anything specific that was like that sticks out to you as being so different from back home?
I think kind of getting thrown into interviews, like you can go out one day and you just kind of get thrown into one because you meet someone really cool, which I do. We met the teacher Abraham, so I just did it right away, like a 5-minute turnaround.
So this trip had the most impact of any student trip that I've ever led, partly just in the complexity of it, 9 students, a digital storytelling workshop, recording all the stories, but mostly just Guatemala grabbed my heart. Like, these people are just really, really trying very hard to have hope and optimism and doing so many things to advance their country. And so I guess I'm just leaving feeling like I know a whole new Guatemala. And in terms of being a professor, it's just given me a huge boost. It's so inspiring to see students reach out and try new things they've never tried before, to learn from each other, to work in a group setting, and to be successful, because so many things could have gone wrong on this trip and yet nothing did. And I think we're coming back with amazing stories, and I can only thank the 9 students involved. This has really been, I've been blessed, and it's been the greatest trip I've ever done.